Welcome to a journey deep into the world of high-stakes coin collecting, where the most ordinary-looking pocket change can hold extraordinary secrets. In just a moment, we are about to take a closer look at a single state quarter and reveal why some examples are worth a stunning premium while countless others remain in circulation. First coin. The 2001 Rhode Island statehood quarter. It slips through commerce with the unremarkable hum of pocket change, a copper-nickel disc bearing the smallest state's grandest maritime pride. But beneath that veneer of commonality lies a puzzle of modern numismatics, where the difference between 25 cents and a four-figure prize is measured in microscopic die states, the shimmer of untouched luster, and the kind of catastrophic mint error that makes a collector's heart race. We are about to dismantle this coin piece by piece, not just to date it, but to understand why certain examples of this modern quarter have ignited intense bidding wars, and what factors separate a mundane pocket coin from a certified treasure. Later, we will examine authenticated examples and the surprising figures they have commanded, revealing the sophisticated market dynamics that govern this seemingly ordinary piece of American history. Released on May 21, 2001, the Rhode Island quarter marked a moment of genuine pageantry, celebrated with cannon fire and a parade of vintage yachts circling Narragansett Bay, a fitting tribute for the ocean state. It was the third issue of that year and the 13th overall in the wildly successful 50-state quarters program, a series that transformed American coinage by telling the story of the nation, state by state. The design itself was chosen by the people of Rhode Island, with a vintage sailboat representing the state's deep-rooted sailing culture, gliding across the waters of Narragansett Bay, while the iconic Pell Bridge, the longest suspension bridge in New England, stands sentinel in the background. This democratic selection process invested the coin with a sense of public ownership, but the true legacy of this coin and all its contemporaries is that it was minted in staggering quantities, 447,100,000 at the Denver facility alone. Specification-wise, the 2001 Rhode Island quarter is a piece of modern engineering, a copper-nickel-clad coin composed of a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This gives the coin its distinctive weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, with a reeded edge that is a familiar tactile feature of the denomination. The obverse, featuring the classic right-facing portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan, was updated for the statehood series by William Cousins, while the evocative reverse imagery was the work of Thomas D. Rogers. In the raw, its value is a paltry 30 to 40 cents, a humble existence for a coin whose existence is otherwise so saturated with symbolism and history. The collector value of a 2001 Rhode Island quarter is almost entirely dictated by its condition or grade, as determined by professional services like PCGS or NGC, while specimens in lower mint state grades command minimal premiums, often selling for just a few dollars. The pursuit of perfection is where the price becomes truly compelling. At the apex of the condition spectrum lies the MS68 grade, a designation representing near perfection with virtually no imperfections visible even under 5x magnification. As one would expect, these coins are extraordinarily rare. PCGS, for example, has certified just 41 examples of the 2001 Rhode Island quarter in MS68. This extreme scarcity is the primary engine of value. A coin graded MS68 can sell for approximately $198 at auction, a far cry from its face value. This is not a price to be sniffed at. It demonstrates that even in a massive mintage, the pursuit of the highest quality creates significant value. However, the real ceiling for this coin is not just about condition, but about the quest for the elusive perfect MS69 or MS70 grade. Pop reports indicate that no examples have yet achieved these top-tier grades, creating a holy grail for modern coin collectors. The absence of a perfect grade means the MS68 holds the title as the best available, solidifying its value. But beyond the meticulous scrutiny of surface preservation, A parallel market exists for the coin's most significant deviations, mint errors. These aren't damage incurred in circulation, but mistakes that occurred during the minting process, making them immensely collectible. A 2001 Rhode Island quarter featuring a 7% straight-end clip from an incomplete planchet, for instance, sold for a premium price, demonstrating that an error can transform a common coin into a specialized prize. The range of errors extends far beyond clipped planchets. The primary driver of value is often the missing clad layer, a striking error where one or both of the outer nickel layers are absent, revealing the coin's copper core. These errors dramatically alter the coin's appearance and weight, with 100% missing layers selling in the range of $90 to $500, depending on the severity and certification. Other less dramatic errors, such as being struck through grease, which obscures part of the design, or having a smooth edge due to a defective planchet, also add value, though more modestly, often commanding between $5 and $35. It is critical to understand that not all anomalies are profitable. Many are simply post-mint damage, PMD, the result of a coin being battered by commerce, and these have no collector appeal. The story of the 2001 Rhode Island quarter is a masterclass in modern numismatics. It reveals that rarity in the age of mass production is not about the total number of coins made, but about the quality of the survivors and the frequency of their manufacturing mistakes. It teaches collectors that the real money lies in the margins, in the silent competition for an MS-68 designation, or in the curiosity of a clipped planchet that defied the odds to escape the mint. For every collector sorting through their pocket change, the message is clear. While the overwhelming majority are worth no more than a piece of gum, the few that stand out in perfection or error carry a value that far exceeds their modest denomination. The 2001 is a testament to the principle that in numismatics, the coin's ultimate worth is not in the metal it contains, but in the story it tells and the grade it earns. Next coin. It slips through your fingers with the quiet, unassuming weight of everyday commerce, a copper-nickel disc bearing the profile of the first president and the defiant stance of a colonial farmer. This is the 2000 Massachusetts State Quarter, a coin that, at first glance, seems indistinguishable from the billions of others that have passed through vending machines and parking meters. Yet, beneath its familiar surface lies a complex narrative of historical commemoration, mass production, and the relentless collector pursuit of perfection and error. What we are about to explore is how a coin minted in the hundreds of millions can, under the right conditions, transform from a simple quarter into a coveted numismatic prize, its value determined not by the metal it contains, but by the story it tells and the grade it earns. Later, we will uncover the specific authenticated examples that have commanded impressive sums, revealing the sophisticated market dynamics that govern this seemingly ordinary piece of American history. Story of this coin begins not in the halls of the U.S. Mint, but in the classrooms of Massachusetts, where a unique contest was held to determine its design. In 1998, then Governor Paul Cellucci launched a competition among all elementary school students in the state, asking them to submit ideas for the new commemorative quarter. The response was overwhelming, with over 100 entries flooding into the governor's office from public, private, and parochial schools. From this pool, a design by two young students, Xander Katsatos, a 7th grader, and Kathleen Rortigan, a 6th grader, was ultimately selected. Their vision, the Minuteman, would come to define the coin's reverse, a powerful tribute to the colonial farmers and citizens who famously assembled to fight at a minute's notice during the American Revolution. It's a deeply democratic origin for a coin, one that imbues it with a sense of public ownership far beyond a simple government mandate. The 2000 Massachusetts Quarter was officially released on January 3, 2000, making it the first coin of the 50-state quarters program released in the new millennium. It was the 6th design in the overall program and carried the weight of being the first quarter struck in the 21st century. The obverse, or head side, features the classic right-facing portrait of George Washington, a design originally sculpted by John Flanagan for the 1932 quarter and slightly modified for the State Quarter series by William Cousins. The reverse, executed by U.S. Mint sculptor engraver Thomas D. Rogers, S.R., features the iconic Minuteman statue standing resolutely in front of an outline of the state, a star marking the capital, Boston. A stunning ceremony marked the occasion, with Governor Cellucci and U.S. Mint Director Philip N. Deal virtually striking the coin at Boston's historic Faneuil Hall, the cradle of liberty, while actual production was already humming miles away at the Philadelphia Mint. The Bay State, as it was known, was forever immortalized in pocket change. The Denver Mint produced these quarters in staggering numbers, 535, 184, 000 to be exact, making it a common coin in the truest sense of the word. Its composition, a standard 75% copper and 25% nickel outer layer bonded to a pure copper core, gives it a weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, with the familiar reeded edge. Because of this massive mintage, the coin's collector value is almost entirely predicated on its condition, or grade, as determined by professional services like PCGS or NGC. While a circulated example is worth no more than its face value, specimens in pristine, uncirculated, mint state condition begin to command a premium. As one climbs the grading scale, from a respectable MS-65 to a near-flawless MS-68, the coin's population shrinks dramatically and the competition intensifies. The pursuit of an MS-68 designation is a silent bidding war for coins that have survived the minting process without the minor scuffs and marks that plague the vast majority of their brethren. The true prizes, however, lie even higher. The 2000D Massachusetts quarter in MS-68 is a certified rarity, and the collector desire for this top-tier grade pushes its value well past the typical modern coin. Auction records show that a certified MS-68 example from the Denver Mint realized a selling price of $144, a significant return on a $250 investment. This value, while impressive, is dwarfed by the astronomical sums paid for coins with far more dramatic errors. For instance, a 2000p Massachusetts quarter struck over a 1999p Georgia quarter in a remarkable, overstruck error, commanded an astonishing $12,075 at a Stack's Bowers auction. This extraordinary price was achieved not because the coin was simply uncirculated, but because it represents a manufacturing anomaly of the highest order, a coin that was struck twice, with the second strike obscuring the first, creating a ghostly palimpsest of two different state designs. The spectrum of valuable errors for the 2000D Massachusetts quarter extends well beyond the dramatic overstrike. The secondary market is rich with examples of coins that deviated from the mint's rigid specifications. A missing clad layer error, where one or both of the outer nickel layers are absent, exposing the copper core, is a popular and valuable anomaly. An authenticated 2000D Massachusetts quarter with the reverse clad layer missing sold for $196, while an example with the obverse layer missing realized $156. Other manufacturing errors, such as clipped planchets, add a different kind of charm. A coin with a 17% clipped planchet and an MS-61 grade sold for $49, while a double curved clips error brought $27 at auction. Even more fascinating is the double struck error that shows 2 Minutemen on the reverse, a very cool-looking coin that captivates collectors. These errors, authenticated by services like PCGS, ANACS, or NGC, provide an immutable record of the minting process, transforming a production flaw into a lucrative collector's treasure. For collectors, the 2000D Massachusetts quarter is a case study in the principle that value is often found not in the scarcity of the coin itself, but in the rarity of its quality and the uniqueness of its journey through the mint. While the overwhelming majority of these coins remain trapped in their humble existence as pocket change, a select few have been elevated to the status of numismatic artifacts. The coin teaches a crucial lesson that the modern era of massive mintage does not preclude the existence of rare and valuable specimens. It is a testament to the fact that a coin's ultimate worth is not in the metal it contains, but in the story it tells and the grade it earns. Next coin. Hold this coin up to the light just for a moment. The 2000p Maryland State quarter appears, at first glance, to be a simple tool of commerce, one of over 678 million struck at the Philadelphia Mint that year. Yet, hidden within its copper-nickel layers and beneath the stoic gaze of George Washington lies a story that has captivated a dedicated class of modern numismatists. It is a coin whose true value is rarely found in a pocket or a cash register, but rather in the silent competition for perfection. The pursuit of manufacturing anomalies and the historical significance etched into its reverse. As we begin this forensic examination, we will discover why specific, authenticated examples of this seemingly ordinary quarter have achieved collector values far beyond its face value, and what factors separate a 25-cent piece from a certified treasure. The seventh release in the wildly successful 50-state quarters program, the Maryland Quarter, was officially unleashed upon the public on March 13, 2000. The design was the culmination of a state-driven selection process, with a committee appointed by Governor Paris N. Glendening choosing to honor the historic Maryland State House in Annapolis. This was no random choice. The building is the oldest state capitol still in continuous legislative use, and from November 1783 to August 1784, it served as the nation's temporary capital, the very place where the Continental Congress ratified the Treaty of Paris, officially ending the Revolutionary War. The coin's reverse, masterfully engraved by Thomas D. Rogers, captures the iconic dome of this structure, flanked by clusters of white oak leaves, Maryland's state tree, and encircled by the state's nickname, the Old Line State. The obverse, featuring the classic Washington portrait designed by John Flanagan and updated by William Cousins, anchors the coin in a tradition of American coinage that dates back to 1932. When we examine this coin, our first assessment must focus on its fundamental physical properties. Composed of a pure copper core clad with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, it weighs precisely 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge that is standard for the denomination. The P Mint mark, located just to the right of Washington's ribbon, is the hallmark of the Philadelphia Mint, which produced a staggering 678,200,000 of these quarters for circulation. Because of this massive mintage, the survival rate of these coins in all conditions is incredibly high. As a result, a circulated or even an average uncirculated example holds little value above its face, typically trading for between 30 and 40 cents. The true hunt, as with all modern coins, is for specimens that defy the wear and tear of the minting process and the passage of time. The key to unlocking the value of a 2000p Maryland quarter lies in the precise determination of its condition or grade by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A pristine, uncirculated coin graded Mint State 65 might command a modest premium, but the real competition begins at the near-flawless grades of MS 67 and beyond. According to the NGC price guide, a 2000p state quarter in top-tier, uncirculated condition has been valued on the open market for as much as $95. While this price point is certainly a significant return on a $250 investment, it is not where the most dramatic stories lie. The leap from a high-grade coin to a truly valuable one is often a function of rarity. As the grade increases, the population of surviving coins shrinks dramatically, and the demand from collectors seeking to complete a perfect registry set intensifies. However, it is the dramatic departures from the standard minting process that have elevated this coin to its most impressive collector prices. The market for mint errors is a passionate and specialized niche, and the 2000p Maryland quarter has appeared in some of the most intriguing forms. Among the most coveted anomalies are coins struck on an incorrect planchet. A remarkable 2000p Maryland quarter struck on a Sacagawea dollar planchet with the distinctive golden color and slightly different weight was graded MS 67 by NGC, a certified testament to a significant mint error. These wrong planchet errors are highly prized as they represent a fundamental breakdown in the mint's material controls. Beyond the wrong planchet, a spectrum of other errors commands the attention of collectors. A 2000p Maryland quarter with an obverse missing clad layer, where the outer nickel coating failed to bond to the copper core, sold at auction for $88. The missing layer exposes the pure copper beneath, giving the coin a distinctive color and weight variation that is immediately identifiable. Another intriguing error is the triple-clipped planchet, where the blank metal disc was struck with multiple clips before the coin was struck, resulting in a coin with 3 distinct curved indentations. A PCGS-certified MS64 example with a 5% triple-clipped planchet recently sold at auction, demonstrating the consistent collector demand for such visually dramatic minting mistakes. These errors are not damage. They are authenticated artifacts of the manufacturing process, and their scarcity is what drives their value. For the serious numismatist, the 2000p Maryland quarter serves as a powerful lesson in the principles of modern collecting. It proves that value in the age of mass production is not a simple function of age or mintage, but of perfection and anomaly. It teaches collectors to look beyond the face value, to scrutinize the surface for the invisible hallmarks of a superior strike, and to recognize the profit in a manufacturing flaw. The pursuit of this coin encourages careful observation, checking the date, the mint mark, the quality of the strike, the presence of full luster, and any subtle deviations from the norm. In the end, the most valuable 2000p Maryland quarters are not the ones that have been hidden away, but the ones that have been certified, authenticated, and recognized for their unique place in the fascinating mosaic of American numismatics. Next coin. This unassuming 2006p Nebraska quarter, bearing the image of a covered wagon and the iconic chimney rock, is a textbook lesson in the hidden complexities of modern numismatics. It is one of 318 million business strike coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint that year, a figure so vast it suggests a common, almost disposable, piece of pocket change. Yet for the discerning collector, this coin represents a battlefield where fortunes are made on the tiniest of details, a perfect strike, the preservation of original mint luster, and the elusive quest for a flawless, gem-quality specimen. As we dissect this coin, we will uncover why the overwhelming majority are worth no more than a handful of cents, while a rare, authenticated few have quietly changed hands for sums that would make any casual observer pause and reconsider what they might have in their own change jar. We will explore the critical factors that separate the mundane from the magnificent and examine the authenticated examples that have defined this coin's place in the collector market. The story of the Nebraska quarter begins with the state's deep pioneer history. Nebraska was admitted to the Union as the 37th state on March 1, 1867, a fact proudly inscribed on the coin's reverse. The design itself, executed by U.S. Mint artist Charles Vickers, pays homage to the westward expansion by depicting an ox-drawn covered wagon carrying settlers in the foreground, with the legendary Chimney Rock rising 445 feet in the background, a vital landmark for travelers on the Oregon, California, and Mormon trails. The official launch ceremony was held with great fanfare at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, Nebraska, on April 7, 2006, where acting Mint director David A. Lebrick captured the coin's spirit, saying it captures America's pioneering spirit and the joy those trailblazers must have felt as they reveled in the beauty of this new land. This coin was the 37th release in the popular 50-state quarters program and the second to be released that year. When we move from its symbolic history to its physical reality, we must first examine the coin's fundamental specifications. The 2006p Nebraska quarter is a clad coin, comprised of an inner core of pure copper bonded to outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The edge is reeded, a familiar tactile feature of the denomination. The obverse features the classic right-facing portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan for the 1932 quarter, which was updated for the state quarter program by William Cousins. As is typical for modern coins, the collector value is almost entirely determined by its condition or grade, as assigned by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. With a circulation mintage of 318 million from Philadelphia, The supply of uncirculated coins is ample, meaning that standard business strikes only command a modest premium over their face value. The true allure for advanced collectors, however, lies in a specific, less common variety, the satin finish version. These coins were not released into general circulation, but were sold by the U.S. Mint in special, limited edition annual uncirculated coin sets. While the regular Philadelphia issue has a mintage of 318 million, the satin finish variety saw a significantly smaller production run of only 847,361 coins. This distinction in manufacturing, a unique dye treatment that imparts a softer matte-like texture compared to the standard business strike's sharp, brilliant luster, creates a distinct collectible category. This specialized finish, combined with its limited availability, is the primary engine of its value, making it a far more compelling target for a serious numismatist than its high-mintage counterpart. The ceiling of value for the 2006 Nebraska quarter is ultimately defined by its grade. A standard business strike in perfect mint state 70 condition is exceptionally rare, which drives premium pricing for the few examples that meet such exacting standards. The hierarchy of value within the satin finish variety is even more pronounced. For example, a PCGS-graded MS69 example, one step from perfect, was sold at auction, demonstrating that even within this already limited group, the pursuit of the highest grade commands significant collector attention and premium pricing. This illustrates a critical tenet of modern coin collecting. The value is not in the coin's age, but in its extraordinary preservation and the scarcity of its condition. While a standard brilliant uncirculated example from a mint set might carry a modest estimate of $13 to $20, a premium, high-grade satin finish piece can achieve valuations that are a substantial multiple of that figure, a testament to the power of rarity and certification in the numismatic market. As with any collectible coin, authentication and grading are paramount. It is crucial to emphasize that only coins certified by reputable third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC can command the premium prices that define the collector market. Uncertified coins, regardless of their apparent condition, are subject to speculation and sell at a significant discount. For the serious collector, the 2006 Nebraska quarter is a case study in modern numismatics. It proves that immense mintage does not preclude the existence of valuable specimens, and it highlights the importance of understanding different strike types, such as the satin finish. It also underscores the intense competition among collectors to secure the highest possible grade, a pursuit that directly influences market value. The lesson is clear. Hidden among the millions of these quarters, those with the right finish, the right grade, and the right certification are the true treasures. Whether one is a seasoned numismatist or a beginner, the 2006 Nebraska quarter offers a fascinating entry point into the dynamics of modern coin collecting. It encourages a careful, methodical approach to examining every coin, checking the mint mark, assessing the quality of the strike, and understanding the subtle differences in finish and luster. The journey of this coin, from its launch as a tribute to the pioneering spirit to its current status as a collectible with surprising market potential, mirrors the very spirit of the American West. It is a frontier where discovery, patience, and knowledge lead to reward. And for those who know where to look, the frontier is still very much open.